everybody. We are still going strong with the DreamHack Showdown after game number 1. As you can see on the screen, Copenhagen Flames really putting it to Orange.
Yeah, Kelly having a hell of a game, 30 bomb for her in regulation time. And for Orange, they really failed to impress, right? They really didn't have much in store for us on Overpass. But then again, it was a map pick coming in from Copenhagen Flames. So looking at Dust 2, I do want to see a different Orange coming to play here.
This is their chance to potentially change it around, keep themselves within the series. You're saying you want to see a change from them. Is there anything specific?
Yeah, first start hitting your shots, start winning it. And
that's always a good thing.
And more importantly, on a map like Dust 2, where it can favor the underdogs, you want to be a little bit more shock and awe in your approach, right? You want to be a little bit more proactive, a little bit more aggressive, and stop being stagnant with your CD side setups. Now, it could be the fact that they don't really play Overpass that much, but that B bomb side hole was kind of atrocious, if you ask me. It was the same hole time and time again, got abused time and time again by Copenhagen Flames, so they need to mix things up a little bit. Just don't go for a setup which is going to be read in like a couple of rounds and going to get abused. You need to be a little bit more adaptive. You need to go with the flow, so to speak. I would like to see that coming out from these guys. That
was one of the interesting things about that first game, where it wasn't just the matter of Copenhagen Flames picking up round after round. It was same strategy here and picking it up. Here's the same entry rotation and picking it up. So maybe you're on Dust, especially when people are much more familiar with the map, you're kind of forced to do that even more and keep them on their toes.
Absolutely, and speaking of keeping them on their toes, Copenhagen Flames starting on the CT side, they're going to do the same thing as well. I'm expecting to see a lot of aggression, and we saw this from Copenhagen Flames on Overpass as well. I think 2 or 3 rounds, like 30 seconds in the round, we already had a CT player behind the T, so we're going to be seeing a lot of aggression coming out from the EU team, so to speak. And for Orange, they need to be wary of that. They need to be aware that there's not much respect that's going to be shown towards them, and they need to earn that respect in this particular map.
And looking at the regions too, because Orange is one of the teams to come from the Asian qualifier, does tend to be a bit more aggressive in that region, but Dust 2 is ready and underway. Game number 2, I'm so ready for this. It's such a great map to be able to cast. And here we're getting started.
Oh yeah, El Clasico indeed. Eve going to be opening things up with the smoke and a couple of flashbangs for her team. So they do seem to have a plan in mind. 3 players making their way towards short, and Vic looking to take the fight down mid. We've got Candy pushed up towards Cat as well. So this is, again, a slightly aggressive CD side that Copenhagen Flames are displaying, and it's going to be contact plays coming in towards mid here.
But from Orange, it's a lot of the standard. Eve takes a lot of damage right off the bat to bring her down to 24, and a rotation away from CT side, but it's Candy and Vilga both picking up 2 frags apiece, leaving Ardent as the last one.
And again, not a single kill going their way, and they went for the contact play towards mid, but you saw Copenhagen Flames. The second they knew it was going to be the mid hit, we had a player jumping down. I think it was Candy who jumped down from short and just basically sandwiched the Ts who were coming out from mid doors. Again, like I said, Copenhagen Flames are not going to give you much respect here, and you need to earn it. You need to be a little bit more aggressive with the way they're going about things. For the time being, it is going to be an eco round. One flashbang, and they're going to be bursting out towards long.
Yeah, already the flash is coming out. Catches onto a couple of Orange, but Orange manages to dish it back with a few kills. Unfortunately for them, Copenhagen Flames have the firepower of their own in the name of Vic, with the triple frag, who was very impressive even in the game that they weren't able to pick up yesterday.
Yeah, over 30 kills for her yesterday in an unfortunate loss to, who did play against Demise on Nuke, right? But today, they have a statement to make. Bear in mind, winner of this faces off against one of the favorites of the tournament, Dignitas, who lost yesterday to Demise. So they have a long day ahead of them, even if they do get this win. And for them, they want to make it quick and easy, as soon as possible. They want to 2-0 this game and then start prepping for the next one. And again, great counter flash there. Arjun gets caught, and it's going to be a B hit coming in, but this player and a sandwich coming in from tunnels could be a problem here.
It really could be. There's Kelly that was standing there to watch over that site. She was taken out as the anchor, and now the 3 Ts have moved in for that potential plant. Eve gets eliminated with the hand of the SMG, but the plant is happening right now, so at least they do have that going for them.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, they do have a Molotov as well, and a nade to be tossed in. Not going to do much damage, however. It's a 4v3. This retake is very much doable for CPH Flames.
And that's why they're slowly positioning on the outside of the doors and the window to try and hop on over as soon as they have the opportunity to do so without too much danger to them. Setting a fire to those boxes. Here waiting for that. Pushing through the doors, Candy picks one up. GFI does the punishment for herself, but Alaska also there to follow up on her teammate. Candy and GFI only once here, and Orange managed managed to pick it up.
That is such a crucial round as well, and she survives with the AK in hand. It looked like CPH Flames would be able to pull that one off, but they waited a lot of time to kind of waited too long, considering that they had to wait for the Molotov to kind of get extinguished. And I think Alaska did a great job there. She got the first kill, didn't re-peek, waited for a while, peeked out, helped her teammate get that frag, and pretty good work there. But then, what is GFI even doing? They should have known it would be a forced buy and an early kill going the way of CPH Flames once more.
Oh, that was just a quick pop, and now you're out of there. So the remaining Ts that were already rotating over into the tunnels, they're making their way through the lower tunnels right now to see if they can catch someone that's potentially watching over Cat. But Candy still is sitting there with the sniper on the opposite end from CT mid.
She is getting pressurized, however, but all 4 players coming out from mid. The question is, are the 2 B players going to be pushing in towards tunnels? I would like to see Kelly go for that play as Candy finds one, gets another one. Is she going to peek out again? Yes, she is. The flick won't quite land, but Alaska's left alone in a 1v4, and Kelly's going to finish her off with the auto shotty at quite a range as well. So CPH Flames, they lose the 1 round, but they bounce back immediately, and they have wrecked the economy of Orange once again.
That's the type of candy that leaves a sour taste in your mouth if you are on Orange.Sphynx there, because that was pick after pick. Great looks from her from that angle, especially after rotating in that direction. But now it's a different play coming from Orange as they're making their way through a split here through mid.
Talking about no respect, and Vilga maybe a little too overeager there. She gives away a free gun. She does a lot of damage though. One nade could actually find a couple of kills if they're lucky here. They haven't picked up the gun, however, because it is dropped down towards Xbox, but I say that, and Alaska has managed to retrieve it. The open Candy looking to find something as the smoke will dissipate, and Kelly's there to find one, looking for more. Calm taps, finds both the kills. The AK's been taken out of the equation as well, and now 3 players left alive for Orange. They can get the bomb down, but Vic is ready and waiting.
She is right here in Goose, and she manages to pick up one. Jasmineism is rotating from that side too. Unfortunately, gets spot by Vic, who walks away with a double, and Mimi to clean it up against Eve. So, Copenhagen Flames feeling pretty good, 4-1.
Yeah, solid work. Again, so many times I've seen Orange get the opening pick, but not able to take advantage of it. However, that being said, that round was pretty much an eco round for them. The best case scenario would have been getting the bomb done, which didn't even happen. But here we go. The buy is going to be coming in, and for CPH Flames, it's the dual op setup coming out. The dual zoom bangers on Candy and Vilga.
I love to see it. See what kind of play they can set up as a similar rotation to last time from the Ts. Mimi under fire right off the bat, but she does pick up 2 frags outside of long doors. They ended up bringing 2 of the CTs over to rotate this way, and also have Vilga there hanging towards the back to watch over that A site. Yeah,
and Mimi on 6 HP, she's picked up the AWP from Candy, and she's going to be playing this a little bit more passively. Now, if they go for this B hit, this could work out for them. Just 1 player waiting towards B. It's Kelly. And she's playing towards window. She's got that M4 as backup driving in the form of Vilga. She's got that op now. They have a smoke to smoke off CD spawn. Already going to go for the contact play though. She spots the foot out. Oh, she misses the shot. Going to come up on top. Doesn't quite land it, but now they know that it's going to be the B hit.
And the smoke is still gonna block off that site for a bit, which does allow the remaining Ts to rotate over towards B, right on top of Kelly, who's waiting, and shot from above and sent into the ground. Eve with the credit on that. Now the bomb's been planted, but the rest of the CTs are rotating on over. Vilga making her way through window. She does know that Eve is hanging in the back plat right here. Can she get the pickup with the AK? Waiting for the peek, but Vic gets one right through the wall.
Yeah, Eve's trapped here. Now they know exactly where she is. The one ace to have up their sleeves is the player hiding towards card. It's going to be Arjun. Eve finds Vic. That's a crucial headshot. Now it's a 2v2. And bear in mind, Mimi's on 6 HP with the op. Not the most best of guns to go for this retake. It's a dual op retake they're going to be going in for.
Oh, and Arjun is still hanging over here from this car angle. And no one's able to move in from CPH Flames. Maybe attempt to just go ahead and say, get your protection. Because too much time was just spent where they couldn't find the opening inward.
Yeah, it looked like at a point there they were just looking to get the exits, ensuring that Orange don't save any of their guns. But Orange will win the second round on board, the B bomb site working out for them. And that flash, I forgot who it was who threw the flash from tunnels, was so very good onto Kelly. Kelly had the right angle, but the flash completely blinded her and she got taken down. Good work from Orange, good adaptation. They lost the battle at long, but they knew there was a heavy presence from towards the A bomb site from CPH Flames, immediately pivoted towards B. So that's what I'm talking about, a little bit of mid-round adaptations, which we did not see in Overpass. It's coming in this time around, and kind of a missed grenade there.
A little action over here through the long doors, where Eve is waiting behind the smoke, but Mimi is right behind that wall. So she's ready to catch the peek out potentially. The rest of the teams are rotating over through mid though, where Vic is waiting to get a potential pick. But it's Argent that's right behind Xbox for the shots, finds it onto Candy.
Candy does get attacked though, and in the meantime, Mimi with the trade on the other part of the map. Here to come barreling out from short. Vilga misses the first shot, flashbang to try and re-peek the angle. Will not find anything. She will have to fall on back, and it is going to be a retake play here coming in from CPH. Flames, a fake from behind, so very quick. She finds Argent and make things very, very rough indeed.
This is just getting cleared out right across the A platform, and GFI is the last one to fall. So CPH did a great job. They backed off when the utility was thrown out, but then eventually just came through and turned it on them.
If you're going to be going for the short play and you have 4 players still there, you want to leave 1 player behind to ensure there's no flank coming in. And again, CPH Flames have been so very good and it's very, very quick rotates, right? And it looked like they'd at least get the bomb down. It'd be a 4v4, but Vic just ruining their party. And that's CPH Flames once again bouncing back, and money not looking that great for Orange once more.
I do feel like Orange in their decision making has gotten quicker, kind of off what you said as far as the making those different changes when need to adapt to the enemy team. And that's helped them so far, and it's bringing them almost a step farther in the round, but not quite necessary to finish it out there. More action with a big push through these long doors. Mimi's the one holding it, but she gets eliminated right off the bat from Eve leading the charge. So instead, it's Candy waiting on that long A angle to see who makes their face pop out first. And it might be Alaska that tries to get the peek here, but Candy's waiting.
They do have a little bit of utility. Eve, kind of low, but she's got that AK-47 trying to bait out a shot, and Candy double scoped and spotted elbow out, looking for more patience from her, and it works out wonderfully, and she is just not stopping anytime soon, finds Argent as well, and you're just getting picked apart.
Vilga and Vic are here if needed. GFI finds it with the Deagle for the double, but Vic throws it onto Eve. So now more of a rotation towards the A plat. Vit is the only one that can watch it, so Kelly will try to rotate as quickly as possible here for the 2v2 with GFI sitting at 36 HP.
We have Kelly coming in from long as well with an M4, try and catch GFI off guard, but she's got the right angle, she's gonna hit the shot, and GFI just going above and beyond in this round. 2 kills with the Deagle, 1 with the AWP, and Vic's gonna be left alone in a 1v2 bomb down.
Trying her best to keep both angles cleared. Nobody goes down just yet. Vic knows that somebody's behind car, but there's another player, and GFI gets another pop on this op. There's no question that GFI has been doing a great job with her shots. It's just that's not always enough to clear in the end. In this case, though, it worked out.
Yeah, these 2 kills were so crucial. Finds Velga, then picks up Candy with the op, aware of the fact that there's going to be a flank probably coming in from long. She played it to perfection, but the thing is, it just can't be GFI having to go for these plays that lead them to winning rounds, right? There needs to be some sort of method to the madness. And for CPH Flames, they still have money to buy. They're no problem whatsoever. Op again in the hands of Candy.
More passive play from Orange this time. Waiting on their rotations with a few, keeping their eyes over towards mid and catwalk. Argent, on the other hand, trying her best to deliver the information needed to the enemy team, because we have 2 CTs holding on to B right now. And Candy and Vic, though, are keeping a close eye on that cat.
Yeah, a little bit more aggressive setup they have towards Cat, and the flashbang is not good enough. That is not good enough. That's not deep enough. Did not blind anyone. Candy with a nice shot into Alaska. Secondary flash, to try and bait out a shot, but now they realize short is a no-go zone right now. And for Copenhagen Flames, they get the first kill, and they're both still there, and Kelly walks in the tunnels and just removes the head off Argent's shoulders.
She just slowly looked on in and getting that pick. Now Jasmineism and GFI are moving up through B, but it almost feels like it's just because they don't have an option. Kelly is here on the opening angle, but Jasmineism is quick with her react to burn her. GFI also with a great follow-up as they now move into this B site and should be able to get the plant while Copenhagen Flames are rotating with their remaining aspects, and the bomb has officially been planted.
Vic finding the kill on Eve is so instrumental on this retake because Jasmine is so very low. It's going to come out of GFI again. She finds one. Is he going to expect the second player in the tunnels? No, she won't. It's all on Jasmine, who's been having a rough day indeed, but 8 HP. She finds headshot on the Candy. It's a 1v1 right now, but out in the open, and Mimi, she's not going to miss those ones. And it's going to be 6 rounds for Copenhagen Flames. A little too close for comfort, but hey, a round is a round. It
was looking like pretty hero level for a hot minute, but just the last frag didn't go in the favor of Orange, so Mimi was able to close it out, and now it's 6-3 up for CT side. Let's see what kind of purchases are made out this time around.
GFI has so much money right now, she can drop a few guns for her teammates. There we go, an AK getting dropped over to Arjun. Jasmine's going to buy it for herself. So 3 AKs, 1 Deagle in Alaska. Pretty solid buy, all things considered. For CPH Flames, though, they have all the rifles. 2 M4A1s, 2 M4A4s, and the big green zoom banger in the hands of Candy.
Smokes start getting laid down and an HE thrown out, but Alaska only takes 4 points of damage. Nothing too crazy to worry about just yet. And I like the fact they are waiting before making their rotations. They had some aggressive pushes earlier that got punished, and unfortunately for them, when Copenhagen was more aggressive with their defensive stances, it was difficult to push past. But this time, a bit more of an opening.
I'm not, the fact that so many of these flash rounds, these pop flashes are not quite landing, they're not really on point, is a worrying factor, right? You need to get that timing right, especially on a map, which is your map because Mimi is going to get pressurized. Arjun walks out through the smoke all alone, no flashbang to accompany her, and no backup from her teammates as well. So that's a free kill for Mimi. Is looking for more, but she is finally getting pressurized. Candy is going to strike as well.
Yeah, she has to be careful because she was just alone there, but Candy's on the opposite end of this long, picks up 2 before she's taken out by GFI. So Orange are able to clean it up. Or not, rather. I meant CPH.
The spacing and the way they came out from long was so very off. And Candy, again, we didn't see these 2 frags early, but nice flick shots. And this one, really, really sharp stuff coming out from Candy. And that's what we need to see from Orange. Apart from GFI, no one's really, you know, taking things into their own hands and, you know, saying, hey, you know what, we can frag as well, as good as you can. And that's unfortunate for them right now.
Well, I wonder, let's see who lands it here. Candy does get the first op shot. First frag out here. Looking for another, not able to connect, a lot of movement on the opposite side. And Jasmineism, though, in her location, ends up taking a lot of damage as she's moving up Cat.
Yep, down to 18 points of health. It's pretty much a throwaway round, a bonus round, so to speak, for CPH Flames. I don't see Orange able to do much with that 1 flashbang and just a couple of P250s and a Deagle. For them to try and inflict as much damage as they can, because bear in mind, the economy of CPH Flames isn't exactly that great either. You know, they need to just lose a couple of rounds. If they lose this round, for example, the money's going to be crushed. But that looks unlikely, as they're going to be walking straight into the waiting embrace of Kelly, a casual 4K Eco Cobra.
Wow, Kelly just even face the whole time through, goes 1 and 2 and 3, and from this backplat, I am just going to set up my umbrella, sit under the sun, and have a grand old time as all my friends come out to play.
Well, that's a nice way to pad his stats a little bit.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. So Orange ended up going for the pause here, and one thing, we were talking about the fact that GFI is doing so well, and she single-handedly saved some of these rounds, but I'm wondering if it's one of those scenarios where sometimes you hear about, hey, here's the star player, everyone loves her, and her teammates have a lot of faith in her. It's almost like maybe just too much of a reliance on that.
Could be, and she's the in-game leader as well, right? She dictates how things go, but if it's going to come to a point where they're not listening or they're not really going according to the plan that she laid out for them, what more can you do as an in-game leader? You might as well just say, you know what, I'm just going to go all out and frag out. But a 1v5 every single time is never going to work out. Candy through the smoke, times it to perfection. Jazz will fall. The bomb dropped, has to be picked up, and they're going to be going for a fast play towards Cat, where Vic is once again ready and waiting.
A couple of them are leading in. They're deciding to back off. They wanted to wait for their 3rd player to catch up before making their movement. And it's smoked out here on Cat, so waiting before they decide to frag in. And Mimi and Vic are both watching over on A site.
They actually had the drop on Vic. Vic was not expecting them to push up Cat so fast. They should have committed to that. Instead, they slowed down a bit. The smoke delays them, and now they've telegraphed the fact that they're going to be coming towards A, and 2 players are ready and waiting here. Mimi is lying in wait like a coiled snake. GFI finds Vilga in the meantime, and Mimi is shutting everyone down, and GFI is again left in a 1v4.
Oh, great start with that utility for that team damage, and then everybody just got picked off 1 by 1 there. You have to give credit to some of the choices made by CPH Flames early on when they had those more aggressive defensive positionings. It almost feels like that has gotten in the head of Orange, where they had cases like that to try and move and get the pick early, but then you think back, oh, last time we did this, they were right there and ready, and they ended up punishing us for it.
You can't question yourself so many times, right? So at one point, you got to be a little bit more confident in your game plan and just go with it till the very end. And that's what happened right now. They had the drop on the player towards A, but then they fell back, gave enough time for CPH Flames to set themselves up, and they got slaughtered. In the meantime, though, GFI finds Vic, but Candy, she has just been so deadly with that op of hers.
And they got that double op combo again. So even Vilga just hanging out over from that window angle to keep watch over on mid. And from Car, Candy's getting to have the opposite angle taken care of, where she finds another one onto GFI. Gets flashed for a moment, but another pick onto Jasminism. So no problems there. Alaska eventually with the P250 from the A site does find the frag, but there are more CTs lying in wait to finish that off, and CPH Flames pick up another round.
Volga trying to go for the jumping no scopes with the op. Doesn't quite land, but that's okay. They win the round 10-3, and I kind of feel a little bad for Orange here. It is the map pick, right? We wanted to see them put up a fight here, at least try and make it to map number 3, but the way CPH Flames are playing right now, it just might be too much for these players to handle.
Hard thing is, so Orange is a roster before getting picked up from this org, have worked together for about a year now, I think. Now they're moving in from those long doors. They do manage to clean up Vic. They're moving forward to finding another CT lying in wait. This time it was Candy, eliminated. Mimi picking up an assist and a kill. She got 2 frags for herself right now, but down to 8 HP. Jasminism, only one.
How is she allowed to get 3 kills from that position before finally getting traded? That should never be the case. And despite having the early man advantage, now it's down to Jasmine, who's alone in a 1v2, and guess it's waiting for her. It's Kelly.
Oh, starting to jiggle out a little bit. Crouch is down for the final pop.
And Kelly with that slightly off angle as well, not expecting that particular position. And Mimi, man, like, how does it stay alive here? It's like a magic act to do.
Yeah, that was a pretty great play. Ooh. Picking up so much. What kind of on the point I was thinking about earlier, so from Orange, they've been together for a bit and they have times where they look great as a collective, but watching through their qualifiers, they still have those moments of feeling rough where it was, we kind of fell apart there. So right now, maybe they can commit to this play. 2 of them moving up through the long doors. They find the firepower with Vic with the 2 picks.
And that is just like perfection, right, for CPH Flames. They go for those counter flashes, and every single time Orange is getting caught out and getting slaughtered towards long. They need a different game plan. For them, they try to go for this ace, pincer, so to speak. But then the second the long 2 players are down, this hit's going to be really worrisome. Candy's there with that op, and she finds a kill, quick trade, but they're not expecting Vic to be lying in wait. She's going to have no trouble tapping it away. 12-3, what a showing from CPH Flames.
That was 4 frags from Vic there, too. Very impressive from that lower angle. And even if they weren't able to do that themselves, they had somebody ready to rotate from CT spawn. But that was a great first half from Copenhagen Flames. We'll see if they can continue that action in the second half after this short break.
Descubrir y yo no quiero compartir. Tus ojos brillan fuera de tu control. Cuando yo te vi sentí que eras para mí hoy. Ay, 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 te voy a enseñar, te voy a silenciar fácil. Quédate un rato aquí, muévete así, así. Bailamos sin parar, bailamos sin parar. Quédate un rato aquí, muévete así, así. Bailamos sin parar, bailamos sin parar. El sol está saliendo, es domingo otra vez. Te digo que esta noche no será la última vez. Ay, 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 te voy a enseñar, te voy a silenciar fácil. Quédate un rato aquí, muévete así, así. Bailamos sin parar, bailamos sin parar. Quédate un rato aquí, muévete así, así. Bailamos sin parar, bailamos sin parar.
Buenos dias, everybody. It is our second half of our second game of the first best of three today with Copenhagen Flames and Orange.Sphynx. The Tigers and Bleh here to bring you through what could end up being a quick few rounds if CPH stick with their same style.
Yeah, and the same style is basically taking hits and asking no questions. A fast, no-nonsense push coming in towards the B-bombs that Argent is getting pressurized. He's going to peek out now wide, finds nothing, gets tagged down so very low. Eve to her rescue, finds at least a kill, but Argent needs to do so much work. Nice 2 taps coming out from her, looking for more as the one player in that B-bomb side is trapped all alone lonesome, and it is Candy.
Great way to turn that around. Can Candy find anything from that car angle? She does. Finds 2. So now it's the 2v2. Was looking pretty good for Orange for a sec, but now it's back even.
And it's Candy all alone now as Vilka will be found out. They're going to be going for the double peek, and GFI once again being the hero of the hour. Argent, it looked like when she was tagged on at 27 HP, it looked like she was done and dusted there, but managing to land some really, really crisp 2 taps and kind of turning it around. So Orange, they do manage to win the pistol round. And I do believe it is the first pistol round they've won so far in the series.
It is. So that sets a whole different trajectory because the last times they were losing the pistol round and then the follow-up round, of course, just based on how things were played out. So this is their chance to try and dish some of it back. But Copenhagen are making a full stack push up through Cat, and they will run into 2 of the CT players. Jasmineism from this flat angle gets one, falls to Vic. Mimi picks up another with the P250 onto GFI.
That is just, you're not supposed to lose those duels. They have 3 Glocks and 2 P250s, and you just get completely destroyed. They're losing to Glocks. They're losing to damn Glocks, and this is not ideal at all. Argent does reply back, but this is so rough indeed. Alaska's got to do a lot of work, but she's going to be found out, and Argent's going to run for the hills. She's still going to try and save her gun, and she will get nothing done. They get completely ecoed with 2 P250s. That should never be happening.
That's a yikes from me, dog. It looked like they were ready to try and make it happen. They bought what they needed in that second round. They moved in effectively, but could not connect in the way that CPH Flames has been.
Yeah.
Also worth noting, though, Mimi has family here, too, watching them, so maybe that's some extra pressure to perform here.
Oh, yeah, that's always great, right, when you have your family members watching you play. And, yeah, Mimi's been great as well. This entire team have been looking so good. I think they're just trying to make up for the loss yesterday, kind of an upset loss, so to speak. But then again, Demise played really, really well. It was one hell of a game on Nuke. But right now, they're having a very, very comfortable time indeed against the Asian squad, the Malaysian squad. I think it's all 5 Malaysians, or maybe are there other nationalities? I think it's a full Malaysian team here.
Yeah, I believe that's the case, if we're not mistaken. And CPH Flames aren't mistaken in any of the shots that they're taking, so they will end up taking that round for themselves to push it up with another victory and that much closer to not just the game, this is game number 2 of a best of 3. So if they walk away with this, they push themselves into the next match for a good chance at some great placing.
Oh, yeah. And again, it's the same old story, right? If you look at the scoreboard, you have GFI on 14 frags, and everyone else, no one's in double digits, just once again kind of carrying the entire weight of the team on her shoulders, on her experienced shoulders. And, you know, if you want to be a little optimistic, at least Orange can probably look at this as kind of like a learning experience for them. But in the meantime, it is a very painful learning experience. B bomb site once again taken over by CPH Flames, and it's going to be retake time as well, but Vilga is just going on a rampage.
The flashes galore don't matter. Yeah, she ends up getting taken there by the P250, but still was able to have an impact beforehand. Another burn down from Mimi. Feeling good on the, she was talking about the AUG beforehand too. Terrace pick up another one, match point next round. But it seems like they had opinions about how that is going into this tournament.
Yeah, Orange went for the eco because they're like, listen, we just want to go for one final buy and try our best to kind of claw back here. But this is more than just climbing a mountain. Right now, they are trying to climb Mount Doom with lava spewing all over the sides, and it's not going to be easy. They need to win 11 rounds in a row to take it to overtime. And for CPH Flames, they have 11 map and match points to work with. And here they come barreling out from long, and it is a slaughter.
Coming in hot, hot, hot. Jasmineism trying to cool him off. If she can manage to find something from there. Instead has to back up. Eve does get a sneaky pick, but Vic with 2, and there you have it. Pretty quick turnaround there in the end. So Copenhagen Flames take the game, take the set, and will move on here at the DreamHack Showdown after eliminating our first team to have to go home.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, right? You come in, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. You need to win those games. There's a best of 3. It's always going to be favoring the more experienced teams. And the day's not quite done yet for Copenhagen Flames. Mind you, they will have to play against Dignitas later on today in an elimination matchup, right? So this is kind of like them warming up into it, and they're going to be, all right, they're going to be playing Dig today, and let's just get this form into that particular matchup. For Orange, though, pretty rough showing.
But if you're looking at some of the positives they can take away, obviously GFI had some great rounds for herself and some of the other players too. Seems like maybe just whether competence in their strategies or quickness with that decision making will say a lot for them as the future of their competitive career.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, these young girls have a lot of like years ahead of them as well, right, in Counter-Strike. And obviously they want to learn from the mistakes they made. The biggest thing I saw here where I think they were not confident at all, right? In the way they had a certain game plan in mind, but when it didn't work out, they were kind of seem like headless chicken, so to speak. I'm sure GFI was calling it out, but if you don't have the synergy right, you might have the best strats in the world, but if your comms are off, your synergy is off, and if your spacing and all those cool, terminologies, if they're all off, it's never really going to work out, especially against a team like Copenhagen Flames, who are looking so good right now.
Yeah. But that was our first best of 3 of the day. We have 3 more to go. So, ladies on the desk, what did you think about our 2 teams that set things off on fire here today?
They set things on fire indeed, in quick fashion as well. Very, very convincing 2-0 from the Flames today, and they looked like a totally different team than the one that we saw yesterday.
They definitely did, and I mean, so good to see them coming into form, specifically Candy and her op. We didn't really see a lot of it. Fair to say, it was on Nuke, and generally speaking, you don't see a lot of op action, but I'm so glad to see Candy's op just coming on fire.
Yeah, I really hope to see her playing more aggro. Since yesterday, she was very conservative, but she really showed off in the second map. And yeah, she was even really aggro, as in re-peeking the same angles, which you normally won't do. Usually you get a peek, you fall back a little bit, take another angle, and so on. But this, yeah, she was just really aggro.
And I mean, Kelly V, her highlight here. Kelly V and Overpass is certainly like a duo that I remember even back 4 or 5 years ago, facing off against her on Overpass. It seems like Kelly V and Overpass, it's like hand in hand, a nice little duo.
Yeah, maybe that's her map. I mean, she was popping off on Overpass. She had an amazing opening segment on A side that she cleared for her whole team single-handedly. She also had a 4-kill with the FAMAs, so yeah, it was just awesome performance from her.
For sure, and I mean, speaking a little bit about Orange as well, we just saw that highlight from GFI. They had a little bit of good rounds. I mean, a nice idea for them. It just kind of didn't ever...
Didn't pan out as we wanted to.
Yeah, it didn't come out the way they had hoped, I
GFI
imagine.
has been performing really well throughout these maps, though. She has been pretty consistent compared to her team. Also, Eve finally getting more op action, so she also did a better job.
Well, with that, the Copenhagen Flames do secure their spot in that decider match, and we have the in-game leader, Vilga, joining us. So, first of all, congratulations, Vilga. I know that yesterday was sort of a disappointing start, but it looks like you totally reset things for today. So, what was the mindset of the team like coming into day number 2?
Well, this mindset was that we have no more chances for mistakes, and we just reminded each other why we're here and what we are fighting for, and we don't want anyone to take this spot but us for Rotterdam. So I think this is was the most important thing that motivates us, and we're just trying to remind each other every time we are here for this spot, guys. So focus and no more place for mistakes anymore.
I absolutely love that. I actually just got a little bit of chills here. I felt like I was listening to you as my in-game leader, but I do want to lightly touch on what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
It was a surprising loss to Demise in that a lot of people had expected you guys to take it. So how much of that do you think came down to the map veto ending on Nuke versus what happened in the game?
Well, yesterday, I think it's our problem, because every tournament we start really bad. Every tournament, even the qualifiers, Katowice, Copenhagen Games, DreamHack qualifications, every first game is just such a struggle for us. Everyone is really nervous, and we just need some time to get into the game, and we start doing some stupid mistakes we never do during the prac, so it's just some kind of a panic, I guess. But yesterday, after we lost, we watched the both of our game. We discussed it, like we saw everything on this video, why we lost, and this was like, they played really well, of course, but a lot, like we failed as well. Like, so we gave them these rounds. And today we just talked like, let's not make the same mistakes, just focus and make everything perfect.
What do you think, what were the specific mistakes, and what do you think it was that you guys really struggled with?
People were unfocused a lot. For example, like people being killed in the back when we have all the information that they can be picked, you know, or people failing nades, Molotovs, when we know they can rush. We failed them all in last map, like on Nuke. We failed them all and they rushed us, and because of this failed molly, like if it wasn't failed, you know, we would have more time to set up our positions, or someone like is throwing flashes in each other's faces. So it's like, it's just such a bad CS. And I just don't want us to play this CS because we've been practicing so much and we always try to play only like good CS.
For sure, and today, I mean, you totally changed things around. It was a very, very dominant win over Orange. But moving forward now, it's going to be a harder team in Dignitas. The last time you played them, it was at Copenhagen Games, and I believe it was in the semifinals where you guys took them down 2-0. But I believe that was when they were starting to get used to playing without Kath. How do you think it's going to go this time around?
I think they played with Kath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they played with Kath back then, and then Kath left after Copenhagen
Right after Copenhagen Games, right.
Well, yeah, but against Dignitas, against like top teams, top female teams, we always have someone who is carrying the team. We always have a star, because like one game it was Candy just killing everything, taking all the clutches. Another game it was Mimi. But it's like the same was today, for example, when we played against Malaysian team. Like on the overpass, it was Kelly just, you know, like fearless, just going into, just giving the best information ever. The second map, it was someone else. It's like all, but we all like supporting this player. You know, when we see someone is on fire, then we're just trying to support this player with like the nades and just, or go first instead of her, you know, so she can just like refrag us. Yeah. I don't remember the question, but I don't know what I'm talking about.
No worries at all. Well, facing Dignitas then, this time around, if you can support the players that are on fire as best as you can, another 2-0 perhaps.
Yeah.
Against Dignitas?
Hopefully, yeah. But this is the plan. We're just here to win everyone, and if we fail, I want us to fail as a team, not like individually because of the stupid mistakes, because of, you know, like even if the call is bad, then it's bad, but we died all together.
Yeah.
And we win together.
For sure. And last question before I let you go. I know you were talking over and over again about how the goal is to make it to Rotterdam. It's more than just winning here. It's about what winning here means, putting you in Rotterdam. So, you know, what would that mean for you and the team to have that opportunity to take the competition to the next level there?
What it means for me?
Yes.
For the whole team? Well, it means like, I've been going to that point to play the male tournament my whole life, to be honest, because maybe it's kind of arrogant to say, but I already like won with my previous teams every possible female tournament, and I just want to get on the new stage, you know. I just want to show that there is no boundaries between like male and female Counter-Strike, or like there are, obviously there are. Of course we are playing worse than guys, but we just need to work harder. We just need to like believe that we can be in the same level. And when everyone believes in that, then everyone would put more hours. Then everyone would try to play at these qualifiers. Yes, we lose, but losing makes us stronger and stronger and stronger. And then eventually, maybe one day, we're gonna be at the same level.
I love your mindset so much. I've heard about how hardworking you are. I can hear Potter clapping over there. But
hey,
best of luck. Congratulations once again on your win, and good luck tomorrow. We'll see you later.
Thank you so much.
Catch up with you later. But Potter and Melania, please join me over here. Woo. Potter. That was you clapping, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
What was it like listening to Vilga, you know, a former teammate of yours?
I'm such a fan. I love Vilga. I love seeing her mind just sitting there thinking. And I mean, that's how she always is. And I mentioned it yesterday. She demands perfection from her teammates, but she demands perfection from herself as well. And Copenhagen Flames, let's go.
I was sitting here watching her, and as I was listening to her talk with the passion and the mindset and how hardworking she is and the goal that she has, I felt like I became one of her teammates.
You're like, please lead me to victory,
I was like, lead
Vilga.
me to victory.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, I'm interviewing you. So that was absolutely amazing to watch. What was it like for you, Melania?
Yeah, I mean, I am completely on her side. I've been trying to get this as well out in the open, and I just hope that this also motivates not just to play female-only tournaments, but also that everybody in our scene just goes to and play every open tournament possible as well.
That would be truly beautiful to watch. But of course, let's talk about what just transpired here with them taking down Orange 2-0. Like we had just mentioned earlier, it was a totally different team that we saw. She said it herself that it started out with Kelly V taking things over on Overpass, and then of course Candy with the op on Dust 2. So talk to me about your favorite highlights.
Well, my favorite highlight was that Kelly opened up a deagle, a 3D towards A side. It was pretty early in the round, and this is just beautiful. I mean, she opens up for the whole team, killing everyone on A side, and that's how you see that Kelly is so good on Overpass. Also, she had the 4K, of course, on site, and yeah, this is just beautiful CS.
And I think it's really important to point out that Vilga mentioned that each one of her players has the capabilities of being able to close out a round or be the superstar for that team. And as long as every member is signed up and on board with that idea, with the fact that, hey, listen, Kelly V is on fire, I'm gonna go out and die for her so that she can retrade for me, because it is always a numbers game at the end of the day, right? And I love the idea that these girls have figured out their roles.
So selfless.
Yes,
also.
and you understand that you have to fulfill a specific responsibility within that round in order to make sure that it all closes out together at how you visualize things. And so it's amazing to see that each player is willing and able to change up their roles and allow other players to just blossom. Because Kelly V in Overpass, she's got it down. She knows exactly what she's doing.
She truly flourished today, and it's kind of scary when you think about it, because today the highlights that we just saw came from Kelly V as well as Candy, but this team has such a deep roster. Even the players that we didn't talk about have the capability of becoming that star player. I believe she talked about how Mimi was the one that carried them when they played against Dignitas last time, so it truly just goes to show we have not even seen the peak potential from all of these players. So I am very much looking forward to that match tomorrow. It should be a good one. But for now, guys, we are going to be right back. The first best of 3 is done, but we have another coming along the way. It's going to be Forever 21 taking on 7 p.m. Stay tuned.